Hey everyone, it's me again, Rich Morgan with the Fireplace by Magic Touch in Mesa, Arizona. I'm sitting here in our showroom and I'm doing the next in our review series of electric fireplaces. And today we're going to talk about the Dimplex Revillusion. I wrote a blog article about this, a review, back on October 30th of last year. And I'm surprised that I haven't gotten to a video of this guy yet, considering it is one of our best sellers. We have, I think, 16 electric fireplaces in the showroom, and most of them have a lot of real fancy features. Flame color changes, crackling sounds, glowing ember beds. Some of them have well, just wild features, everything from realistic looking flames to real space age, cool, contemporary, modern fireplaces. But not everybody is looking for all those features. Some people are looking for a really traditional fireplace, electric fireplace, that they can use with or without heat, that produces a realistic look of a wood-burning fireplace or a gas log fireplace. The Dimplex Revillusion is definitely the one that catches people's eye when that's the style that they're going for. And don't get me wrong, we've installed these in some very modern and contemporary homes. We've had some real interesting projects with this particular model. One recently where the home was filled with antiquities, and they had a 124-year-old, I believe, fireplace surround and mantle that they had shipped from a pub in Maine, and they were looking to keep a very realistic look. Problem that they had was they had a natural gas fireplace that was producing so much heat they couldn't run it for more than 20 minutes at a time, or it was actually damaging the wood of this 124-year-old fireplace mantle. So we replaced it with one of these, and man, it looks incredible. If you follow us on social media, you may have seen a picture of this. If not, check out our Facebook or Instagram. Just look up the Fireplace by Magic Touch, and we posted pictures of that and lots of other projects that we've done with this particular fireplace. So without further ado, let's jump into some of the cool features about this. And I'll start with one of the best features of it is the fact that it's not really feature rich. You can't change the flame colors. You can't adjust the speed of the flames. There's no fancy ember bed colors or fiberglass or anything like that. That's not what they're trying to do with this. They are trying to emulate a realistic fire, and I will give you a close-up on this here at the end of it, because I don't think the videos ever do these fireplaces justice. Certainly not this one. It just can't capture the true essence, and you have to see these in person. And I will tell you, I have people come into this showroom that aren't even looking at this product, and when they pass it, they say, oh, that's gas, right? They don't know that it's electric, especially sitting next to some of these really ultra modern electric fireplaces that have purple flames and, you know, green ember beds and stuff. Well, or you can adjust it to those. This guy you can't. It's got some basic adjustments, but it's really what makes it unique and so realistic. So first off here, this guy is the 42-inch portrait version. This one comes in 4 different sizes. It starts at 24-inch. Let me go to my notes. I pretty much know the sizes, but let me just go to my notes anyway. So it starts in a 24-inch, then there's a 30-inch, then there's a 36-inch, and this is the largest one, a 42 inch. The two largest sizes, 36 inch and 42 inch, come either as the regular version or this portrait. And the difference is, with the portrait, we have this real thin bezel around the edges and end-to-end glass. And the reason they call it the portrait is if you're sitting on the side of it or walking up on it at an angle, it gives you a bigger view, giving the appearance of a wider firebox. The traditional version, the non-portrait, has a thicker frame around it. So same size in your wall, but it doesn't have this shallow bezel or the shallow frame around it. So it kind of blocks a little bit of the side view. Some people are looking for that more straight on look. So there's two options, and they're about $50 difference, with the portrait being about $50 more on those two sizes. The Revillusion, they use a different flame technology than most. So first off, whereas a lot of electric fireplaces quite literally use smoke and mirrors to add depth. What do I mean by that? There's a mirrored screen or a reflective screen on the back of many electric fireplaces, and they're mirroring the logs, right? So it gives this impression, and some of them do it very well. You have to walk up on them to realize that they're not as thick or as deep as you might think they are. The Revillusion, the Dimplex Revillusion, is the exception. This box is 12 inches deep. So what we have here is a double set of lit logs, and the flame is coming between the logs. So they use what they call Revillusion flame technology, and it's unique to them in that the flames are being cast from below, and they are in fact sandwiched between two sets of logs. So you're looking through the flames, not through the logs at the flames, if that makes sense. They do that by using what they've trademarked, the Mirage flame panel. So you can't tell looking at this box. But between those logs, there's an acrylic arched screen, if you will, and that's what the flames are being cast up on. The lighting is starting down inside the logs. So when I bring you guys up here for a close-up later, we'll get to kind of see that it really does look like the flames begin inside the logs, and these flames are shooting out from the logs. It's unique to this product. Whereas we have some product that's only been around for 6-8 months, a year. We tried to fill our showroom with all the latest and greatest. This product has been around for a number of years. It's kind of tried and true, if you will. And the reason they haven't made a bunch of big changes to it is because it's a bestseller because of this look. They've kind of nailed it, okay? It comes with only 2 panels in the background, as you see, and you have to order it one way or the other. So what we have here is the herringbone brick version of it, and if you can see it, there's even soot marks adding to the realism. The other model is what they call weathered concrete, and it's just that. It looks like a concrete back, like an old school gray concrete fireplace, wood fireplace, and it too has some soot marks, etc., to add to that realism. You can install it with or without this, what they call an ash mat down here, where you have some glowing embers on the ash mat itself. Again, another thing that's different from a lot of electric fireplaces that use fiberglass or acrylic beads which are cool in their own right. This one just kind of is meant to look more like lumps of coal or embers that have fallen off the logs, and they do a pretty decent job of it. One of the things that I kind of noticed on this fireplace early on was they talk about their Mirage panel not casting as much of a reflection as a lot of other electric fireplaces. Why does that matter? So if you have, for example, we can't see it in the screen, but right over here behind me or to the side of the camera, I have a big old flat screen TV and it's on right now. And you can't really see the reflection in it versus there's another fireplace right next to this that you'd probably see that reflection real well because it has that reflective back. So while a lot of people put their TV above the fireplace, sometimes it's off to the side. And one of the things we hear from clients is, well, my TV reflects into the fireplace at that perfect angle, and they wish that it didn't. Whereas with this one, that Mirage flame panel helps reduce that quite a bit. I actually joke with people because I do a lot of these videos, and I'll walk up on a fireplace and you can see my legs and my sneakers in the fireplaces. You can see it much less in this guy. You can probably see a little of my reflection here when I get down into the logs. When you get up here, you really can't see it. On most of the other electric fireplaces, you would actually see my arm moving around here pretty easily. What else can we talk about with this guy? We talked about the sizes, we talked about the depth. All right, so let's talk, it does ship with the remote. Heating, no heating, and you can even lock out the heating. You can lock out the heating with the remote, or you can lock out the heating permanently. Why does that matter? Kids playing with the remote or whatever, you don't want to turn the heat on, you have the fireplace on, and it's, June in Phoenix. Obviously you don't want the heat running. So there's a configuration where you just hold down 2 buttons at the same time for a few seconds. It'll lock the heat out. Couple of other features here. Let's start with just some lighting changes. So right now, I have the lighting on real dim in the background here. We can change the down lighting on this. We can make it pulsate, and it has an ambient light sensor built in. I have the ambient light sensor turned on right now, so it's adjusting its brightness for the room conditions, okay? But you could shut that off as well. But let's take a look at just some of the different things we could do. One thing to note is right now, in the way this camera's set up and the way this firebox is set up, to display it, it's up pretty high. Normally this would be lower in your room. So you're not gonna see that down lighting the way you'll see it in this video, okay? If it's down lower, you're looking down at into the fireplace as opposed to across and being able to see these lights up top. So that's one thing I noticed with the camera setup. But without further ado, let's just go through some of the lighting. And hello. Okay, my remote was working. There we go. All right, so we got this kind of dimmer orange down lighting. Now we're completely off. Let me just move out of the way here for a minute. We got this white downlight. We have a mix of white and orange, and I do have, I don't know if you could see, the camera's picking up on the pulse of the lights. It is not as, the camera actually probably does pick it up more than the eye picks it up. It's a smoother transition, and it just adds a little bit of that kind of fire glow on the backdrop of this unit. We have a deeper orange, and then we're back to off here, okay? Notice the disappearing touchscreen. If this remote's lost in the couch or what have you, we have this disappearing touchscreen. One other thing I'm going to notice is, watch kind of what happens under this ember bed, or not. I'm going to notice. You guys will notice. I already know what it's going to do. So I had them off before, but you can have multiple settings of lighting underneath the logs. Now what this does, especially with the lights off, and again, the camera's probably catching it a lot different than the eye does, but when this unit is set lower, you don't see that. What you see is kind of this glistening, if you will, off the backdrop of the fire. So right now we have this on this kind of red and white, and then they have a just white light version where it kind of casts some shadows onto the back. Again, probably not as impressive in on a camera, on a video. And then I found that with pretty much all electric fireplaces for sure. Gas fireplaces, gas logs, and video captures it a lot better. But you know, because these are all lights and they're flickering, and I'm recording this on a iPhone, you're not going to capture some of the same stuff. So we talked about the lighting, we talked about the heat controls. Let's talk about price. It's actually pretty decent on this for what you get. So the MSRP on the 24-inch model is $1,319. On the 36, it is $1,899. On the 36-inch model, the regular model is $2329, and then it's actually only $40 more for the portrait version. So for the 36-inch portrait, it's $2369, and on the 42 portrait, this guy here, it's $2669 MSRP. Dimplex gives you a 2-year warranty on this. I have found them to be very reliable fireplaces. Obviously, we have a full service department to support local Arizona people here who purchase one of these, or we install them for. And by the way, we sell them outright. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and want to put this in yourself, we sell all these models here, and you can go to our website, thefireplaceaz.com. Go to the shop page, and all these Dimplexes are in there. There's also a version of just the log set. If you're looking for an electric log set that you just want to put into an existing wood-burning fireplace, plug it in. I think it's sub $400. They also have a birch set that's around that same price. Word of caution on that: when it's sit in this firebox, you do not see that screen that we were talking about, that mirage screen. You can't see it. I mean, even if I'm looking up close and I know where it is, I have a hard time finding it. But without this glass in front of it and just set in a open-faced wood-burning fireplace, you do in fact see that plastic. So it doesn't look as great in my opinion, but I mean, for a couple $100, if you just want to have something that you can insert in a fireplace, give it a nice look. It looks better than a lot of those other inserts, or, you know, sticking a plant in there, or flowers or what have you. So, what kind of heat does it put out? So, with this guy, you can actually get about 8,800 BTUs of heat out of this. What that means basically is 8,800 BTUs can easily heat an 800 square foot room, which is a rather large room. If you have an open, if you have a living room or a den or a family room that's open to your kitchen or another room, you can heat up that space. Now, the larger the room, the longer it takes to heat up the room. Smaller the room, faster it'll heat up. They also have timers built into them and thermostatic controls. So if you want to just set the heat to run at, you know, a certain temperature for 4 hours or 2 hours or what have you. You can do that, set that timer, and be done with it. So we don't need these anymore. The Dimplex Revillusion, this guy is the 42-inch. We have many models, not just from these guys, and I'm gonna give you a close-up here on this in a second. Many models of electric fireplaces from Dimplex, Modern Flames, Napoleon. We have gas units from Montego. We have gas log sets from Grand Canyon Gas Logs. We have cannonballs. We have Fireglass from Athena. We have about 25 different acoustic wall panels. You can purchase this stuff outright, or we can install it for you. Visit our website at thefireplaceaz.com. Follow us on social media. We're posting about these things. We post reviews all the time. We invite you to come in to the showroom. We do ask that you make an appointment. We give everybody one-on-one special treatment. The doors aren't just open for anybody to walk in off the streets, and that is so we can spend some time with you answering any questions you have about all these fireplaces, this guy, anything else from them, you name it. Like I said, we have lots of other stuff, stone veneers, we have stacked stone, barnwood, so pretty much the whole wall, if you will, or the whole room of your fire space. Okay, so let me give you a close-up of this guy. You can see it here, and thanks for watching. All right. So, let me adjust this guy. All right, so, by the way, if you notice, there's me in the reflection. I'm gonna just look at another fireplace here. Look at that difference in the reflection. So, that's kind of one of the big differences. Like I said, it kind of fades away here, but let me just give you guys a kind of a close-up look on these flames there. And that's what you're dealing with on the flames. I mean, they really do look very, very realistic. And I'm just gonna pan out a little bit here so we can just compare to some other fireplaces, right? Again, popular fireplaces, I love them all, but you know, big difference here. This is the Modern Flames Redstone. Over here we have, this chair out the way, we have a linear version. This is the Modern Flames Spectrum Slimline. Now it's linear and it's in this, there's the TV I was talking about. It's in this, let me zoom out a little bit. It's in a whole media wall, which we sell and install as well. Back to that Dimplex. Again, let's kind of just zoom in on that. I'll show you a couple other fireplaces from this brand so you can see that they do some things very differently. Here's the acoustic wall panels we were talking about. I have these in about 25 colors in our showroom. This is just one room in our showroom here. We have a lot of fireplaces here. But I want to show you these two guys. This is from the same brand that makes the Dimplex Revillusion. This here is the Dimplex Ignite XL. Obviously a very different look, very different design, and this guy is actually a bay. So it is three-sided. And then we have its little brother here, the Dimplex Ignite XL. Another linear. This one is just one-sided. Again, very cool, nice, super cool features on these things. Flame color changes, flame speed changes. This guy over here even has a kaleidoscope version where it's switching around. So, Napoleon see-through electric fireplaces. Cool with the orange flame, the only see-through electric fireplace on the market right now. They're one of their competitors, Modern Flames, who makes this guy right here. this year we'll have a competitive see-through electric fireplace. This is the Modern Flames Landscape Pro Multi. They call it the Multi because it's another base setup. And I don't know if you could see this, if I can back out without tripping over stuff here. But we have this guy set up in acoustic wall panels, floor to ceiling. If memory serves, that's about 13 feet in the air up there. So another cool option. But I just really wanted to compare fireplaces so you could kind of see what makes the Dimplex very unique. Another great selling traditional shaped fireplace, the Modern Flames Orion Traditional. Latest and greatest virtual technology. Very cool fireplace. Very realistic, but a different technology. You either love these or you hate these. Again, all kinds of acoustic wall panels, all kinds of colors and shades and types of stone veneers, you name it. I have more in many other rooms, but this review was about this guy right here. Give you guys one more look at it. The Dimplex Revillusion. It is a pretty cool fireplace. Come on down and see it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit like, share this with your friends. Help me out. I make these videos for you. We built this showroom for you. We appreciate all the love you can give us back and spreading the word. Thanks a lot.